Hello everyone! So today I'm going to be talking about my animal assisted activity, and today's presentation will be over painting to combat Alzheimer's. So the objective of this activity is to engage clients with Alzheimer's and encourage them to reflect upon past experiences they may have had with animals. Ideally, this activity would take place in a group setting. The therapeutic intention for this activity is to facilitate insight. If this activity is being done in a group setting, it could also foster relationships between the community members. For this activity, it normally would be done with a live therapy animal. Today, since I don't have a therapy animal, we will be using my stuffed giraffe in place of the live animal. You would also need easels, canvases, watercolor paint and palettes, paintbrushes, napkins, and full frontal aprons. The animal assisted therapist will set up tables and seats for the clients with all their supplies they will need. Once all the supplies have been laid at each seat, it should look similar to this. So for this demonstration, I do not have an apron, but it would be ideal that all clients had a full frontal apron to avoid any spills or mishaps that could stain clothes. So once the activity begins, once clients are seated, the animal assisted therapist would introduce themselves as well as their therapy animal. They can talk to the clients a little bit about the animal. They can see if there are any questions from the clients before beginning about the animal or about what it is they will be doing once the animal assisted therapist has explained. So for this demonstration, I will be doing a variation of the original demonstration where the animal assisted therapist would provide a sketch outline on the easels like this for clients to follow along a little bit easier instead of free painting. This is a variation, so this isn't a required aspect. It is completely up to the animal assisted therapist whether or not they would like to take the time to sketch out their animal. So the animal assisted therapist would explain to the clients that they are going to be painting the therapy animal. The clients are also welcome to paint whatever they feel in the background. So they can paint patterns or landscapes, anything that reminds them of the animal or reminds them of a past experience they have had with an animal. Throughout the painting session, the animal assisted therapist would prompt the clients with questions. Some questions that the animal assisted therapist should prompt the clients is questions about their past experience or prior experiences with animals. This can be with other therapy animals or just in general. The animal assisted therapist can also ask about the client's feelings related to animals. It can be the therapy dog or therapy animal that is present, or any animal in general. While clients are painting, the animal assisted therapist can walk the therapy animal around and introduce them to clients individually. This will give the clients a chance to get a closer look at the animal and also a chance to interact with the animal. The animal assisted therapist can bring treats and allow the clients to perform basic tricks with the therapy animal, or the clients can simply just talk to the animal or talk to the animal assisted therapist on a more individual basis. For this demonstration, I have already put a base watercolor coat on my painting. That way it was already a little bit dry to continue the demonstration. So if clients have questions about how they should paint or anything related to the therapy animal, the animal-assisted therapist can continue to walk around and assist clients as needed. Clients can also interact with each other and share their experiences with those sitting around them. Should anyone finish this painting project way earlier than everyone else, they are welcome to either take their painting and leave or stay and mingle with the rest of the group. However, the animal-assisted therapist should try to interact with every client at least a couple times throughout the painting session. This activity is specifically for those with Alzheimer's because of the benefits that art therapy can have for people experiencing Alzheimer's. Painting and drawing and other forms of art allow those with Alzheimer's to express themselves in meaningful ways. It can also evoke memories, such as childhood pets or previous experiences they may have had with a similar looking animal or a completely different animal. A completed painting example could look something like this. It may be helpful for the animal-assisted therapist to bring along a completed example with them to the session. That way clients have some point of reference about what they are doing. It may assist them in being able to see a painting to be able to visualize what they are doing themselves. An example with the background, it looks like this. Now for some variations of this activity. As I mentioned earlier, one of the variations for this activity is that the animal-assisted therapist can choose to sketch out the therapy animal prior to the session beginning. This activity can also be done with a stuffed animal or pictures of animals rather than a therapy animal if needed. Something to add to this is that clients can bring their own pictures of past animals if they wish to. The animal-assisted therapist can also encourage clients to paint their favorite backgrounds or landscapes, or they can also encourage them to paint their feelings or descriptions around the therapy animal on their canvas. Lastly, the animal-assisted therapist can bring the therapy animal around to each client and have the animal-assisted therapist and the therapy animal perform a few tricks for each client so that they can see some different positions that they may want to paint the therapy animal in if using a present therapy animal. If doing the variation where clients paint feeling and description words around their therapy animal, some examples of this could be happiness, peace, joyous, sadness, grief, a sense of loss, or a sense of serenity. As I mentioned previously, this activity would ideally be held in a small group or group session. Some different variations for settings for this activity could be a community center, or you could even take this activity outside to a local park or something like that. You would just need to account for tables and chairs in the supply list and set up and take down of those tables and chairs. Another option could be to do this activity at a zoo or an aquarium if there was a group wanting to do an outing. So to reiterate, The objective for this activity is to engage clients with Alzheimer's and encourage them to reflect upon past experiences that they have with animals, whether that be their own pets, animals they knew, or a previous therapy pet. The therapeutic intentions for this activity are facilitating insight, and done in a group setting, it can also foster community between peers. It can also help to build rapport between clients and the animal-assisted therapist. This rapport can be used later on in later sessions or in later activities done in a group setting with the same group. And it can also be used as a beginner session to introduce clients to a new animal-assisted therapist or therapy animal that they will be working with in the future. So building rapport would be very important for the clients to get to know the animal-assisted therapist and the animal-assisted therapist canine or other animal in an engaging manner, in a way that is both fun and insightful for both clients and the animal-assisted therapist. Insights gathered from this activity can also be used to come up with treatment plans and goal plans and help to give the clients any sort of plan for the future that they may need, as well as jump-starting their memory that can be used in a later individual session. So the art therapy used to enhance memories can be utilized later on in the day. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.